Nevill Josiah Aylmer Coghill VC. 25 January 1852 to 22 January 1879. Was an Irish recipient of the Victoria Cross, the highest and most prestigious award for gallantry in the face of the enemy that can be awarded to British and Commonwealth forces. Family and early life. Born in Drumcondra, Dublin, Coghill was the eldest son of Sir John Josiah Coghill, 1826 to 1905, 4th Baronet, J.P. D.L. of Drumcondra, Co., Dublin, C. Coghill Baronets, and his wife, the Hon. Catherine Frances Plunkett, daughter of John Plunkett, 3rd Baron Plunkett. He was a nephew of David Plunkett, 1st Baron Rathmore, and William Plunkett, 4th Baron Plunkett. The painter Sir Egerton Coghill, 5th Baronet, who had a son also called Nevill named in his honour, was his younger brother. Coghill was educated at Haileybury College from 1865 to 69. In 1876 he set sail with the 24th Regiment of Foot to Cape. Battle of Isandlwana. Coghill was 25 years old and a lieutenant in the 1st Battalion, 24th Regiment of Foot, later the South Wales Borderers, British Army. During the Zulu War, when the following deed took place for which he was awarded the VC, he was an orderly officer to Colonel Glynn, who regarded him as his favourite officer and the son he never had. On the 22nd of January 1879, after the disaster of the Battle of Isandlwana, South Africa, Lieutenant Coghill joined another officer, Tinmouth Melville, who was trying to save the Queen's colour of the regiment. They were pursued by Zulu warriors, and while crossing the swollen River Buffalo, Lieutenant Coghill, despite his injured knee, went to the rescue of his brother officer, who had lost his horse and was in great danger. Although Coghill's horse was shot by a Zulu warrior, the valiant soldier swam on to rescue Melville. After some time, the colours were swept from their grasp and floated down the bank. After reaching the bank, the two men were eventually overtaken by the enemy and, following a short but gallant struggle, both were killed. Lieutenant Walter Higginson, who was persuaded to escape, heard and witnessed their final heroic actions when they fought to the last. Legacy and award of Victoria Cross. 2 weeks after the battle, Coghill and Melville's bodies were found by a search party and both buried at Fugitives Drift. Coghill's father donated his son's trophies including a Zulu shield to the Museum of Science and Art, which is currently the National Museum of Ireland. Coghill and Melville were amongst the first soldiers to receive the VC posthumously in 1907. Initially the London Gazette mentioned that had they survived they would have been awarded the VC. A few months after the Battle of Isandlwana, a French battle artist, Alphonse de Neuville, painted Coghill and Melville's actions when they were pursued by Zulu warriors. Major General Dillon informed Coghill's father in a letter that had it not been for the valour of his son, the colours would have fallen to Zulu hands. Coghill was portrayed by Christopher Cazenove in the 1979 film Zulu Dawn as a polite and humorous officer. In the film, he is friends with Melville. Their heroic actions when they crossed the Buffalo River in a desperate attempt to return the Queen's colours back to Natal was depicted in the film. Coghill's great-great-great-grandniece, Jane Mann, studied history at Oxford University. In 2014, 135 years after the Battle of Isandlwana, Mann passed the painting of her ancestor and Melville pursued by Zulus by military artist Jason Askew to the Victoria Cross Museum. In the end the colours, which Coghill and Melville tried to save, were recovered and are currently on display at Brecon Cathedral in remembrance of their valour as well as other soldiers killed during the battle. Coghill's Victoria Cross is permanently displayed at the South Wales Borderers Museum in Brecon, Powys, Wales. He is now commemorated by a leadership program named in his honor at Haileybury College for pupils in removes. Find a grave profile for Nevill Josiah Aylmer Coghill. National Army Museum posthumous VCs. Lieutenant Nevill Coghill. A painting of Nevill Coghill. Memorial to Nevill Coghill on Fugitives Drift. Below it Chian Hill.